Hello everyone, it's a Crypto Cowboy. We are on Saturday morning here in Chicago on the 18th of January and just doing another weekly update on our crypto markets. And we've talked last time on Friday of last week, and we were looking for signs of this kind of treacherous correction for the past 6 months to be over. We've been tracking this, for quite a while, and we were always considering the possibility of this being over at the lows down here. While keeping in mind that this rise here could have been a correction with another leg lower to come, and have this two kind of move a little bit to the side and do another drop towards 5,500. So there was always a possibility, but the market, did some nice kind of impulsive moves up here. We were considering that it could be done, and sure enough, we kind of broke now to the top of the trend line. And I've said in all my videos before, this would be the first indication that the markets are about to embark in the next bull market in here. So we are considering that we finished, this kind of famous correction back in 2018, down into the 3,000 area. We've done a wave one up, and we're looking now to do the third leg of this next move, bullish move into Bitcoin. And if you want to see a little bit more on the long-term charts, check out my previous week where I've talked kind of in detail about on the line charts about where this could go, and I've spent about I think 10-15 minutes just talking about the longer term trends and longer term charts. But anyway, right now we're considering this wave to complete, and I definitely want to see the market climb about this B wave here in this count, which is about 10,400. So that would be the next hurdle. But I think that's where this market is kind of shooting towards. And if you can see, so after this WXY in the second wave, we've done a first wave one up, we've done a second wave, and we are in the middle of building up this third wave in green. And there's a couple of possibilities to look into this and say that this could be close to completion, but I don't like this correction right here in the middle. So I think this is possibly another 1-2, and then we're developing this third of a third into this 3 green. And the fact that we broke to the top of this trending channel kind of gives me an indication that we're actually in a third of a third. So let's be patient. Let's let this market develop. If you look at the daily charts, there's not much to be scared of into these levels. So I think we're just building a series of potential bullish moves up here. So I want to let this trend develop. I'm not in a rush to necessarily count the internals. Try a couple of times, but there's nothing really that tells me, that we are in any way, shape, or form, have anything completed in here rather than a 1-2. So the rest is it's if you do another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It will look kind of ugly, because then you would have to go, and I can go to a 6 hour. Let's just dive in a little bit, but I can go 1, 2, and then let's say that this is another, just mark it up here really quickly. This is another 1, 2 down here. And now if this is a third wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, these waves are kind of tending towards equality. We are approaching this 1618 of this 3 green versus this 1 up here. So that comes at about 9,200, 9,156. This is the level up here. So if this is a 1-2, and then this third wave, let's say that it's 1, 2, 3, and you would need a 4, that would have to match this drop down here. So we either have to go sideways for a bunch, right, without dropping below this wave 1, which I don't think is the case. I don't think the count looks good for that. And then you have to make a very short fifth up here, and then drop back down. So that would be a 1, 2, then it would be your 3 green up here, right? 1, 2, 3, and then you would have to make another larger 4 in green, right, to match this guy up here, and then go back up higher in a 5. And once you break a trend line like this, the implications are much bigger than just kind of sloppy sideways action in building, a very pathetic kind of an impulse. So I want to see this third wave up here actually building up higher. So if you have a 1, 2, and then another 1, 2 down here, I want to see this, possibly being another 1, 2. Well, that would be an extremely bullish implication. But for right now, if you look at the internals, that's kind of the only way you could start to count this. So I wanted to see this, just extend a little bit further and go back up higher. And I actually want this 3 green to kind of reach the 2618 multiple of this wave 1. And then that will make you a little bit more happy in terms of the potential for even more upside. So this is kind of what I'm looking at this. Just a little bit, of divergence here from the discussion. But nevertheless, this is a nice, I think, breakout of the channel. And I'm looking for this first wave to be complete at some point, right? So, if it's going to be somewhere close up here, or if we're going to go, towards 12,000, or whenever this first wave is it's going to finish, we're going to have to get a second wave pullback, okay? So if it's coming from here, and then we're coming to retest this trend line, whenever this is going to be done, this first wave one up, then we're going to get a second wave pullback, and then we're going to actually start building a case for an even larger move, over 20,000 and so on. But things are looking good, so I'm excited. I eliminated the other bearish counts. We were talking a little bit about having another. Let me see which one it is. Right, like kind of having some kind of a WXY into the trend line, but we broke above it. Already we're penetrating all the limits of a B wave correction up here, because the market it's just way too impulsive up here, and we have no proportionality between the waves here to consider this being a B wave correction for another move lower. So that's why I'm kind of dismissing this and just focusing on the bullish count. Okay. The reason is because once you start to get a move to the top side, you want to stay with it, and you don't want it to, kind of get scared into thinking that we're still on a bear market when the market has already shifted to the top side, and it's going to keep you wanting to keep your positions. It's going to keep you wanting to, add to your positions and just kind of look towards the bullish if that's where we're going. So I wanted to see this wave one up complete, and I don't think we are done yet. And when we get signs that it's done, then we'll, maybe it's going to be in a week or a couple of weeks, whatever it is, then we'll monitor for the second wave pullback when we'll have the next chances to get into the trend if you've missed, kind of getting into this, first part of it, let's say, into this first wave. All right, let me take a look quickly also at some of the larger counts here. So this is the total market capitalization excluding BTC. And I think we've done a first wave one up here for a wave second completed, and we are about to embark into this third wave. So the implication, with the Bitcoin market and the Bitcoin dominance, I'm not really, looking to that into much detail. I don't think it's really important unless you're trading alts versus BTC. But, listen, they can all move up together, and, that Bitcoin dominance chart can go sideways for, a couple of months, 3 months, and it doesn't matter. So what I'm happy about is that I see, money coming into the market. So we're actually, we went from 55,000 to almost 80 billion. So, we're increasing this, this volume into the market. So I'm excited that we're going to get, more funds coming in, and, this will obviously help all the alts. It will help the Bitcoin as well. So take a look at this cryptocurrency market cap. Just look at the volume that we're getting up here into this move. So, there's nothing. Even on this rise up here, right? We were at about whatever this was, 120 billion in volume, kind of into this highs. Back when we've reached the top last year in 2019 in the summer. We've done this correction. The volume was kind of pathetic here towards, when we were correcting. We had a little bit of a spike up here into this X wave, but not enough. Then the volume dropped again. But, now look at how nice. So there is definitely, something happening up here in terms of more investments and more money coming into the market, because it's not just rallying on fumes, it's actually rallying on volume. Now, mind you, it's dropping a little bit here, but I wouldn't put much thought into that until I want to see something finished. So we're probably going to see a little bit of a drop in volume as we're reaching the top of this first wave one up, and then we're going to drop a little bit, but then we should see even more kind of growing as we're building the third wave up here. Okay, so this is on the I think this is on the total crypto market. Also, you have this one excluding the BTC, right? Volume, kind of the same story, right? So everything moves together. There's money coming in, and then this is your dominance, obviously, and you can see how the market is basically sideways in Bitcoin, and some of these alts are starting to pick up steam up here, but nothing earth-shattering here. So yeah, let's see what's happening. Let me take a look at next quickly at Litecoin. And I mean, clear breakout out of this super long correction, that came very close to the 786 and 2v1 into Litecoin, and we've broken up here. Really nice move out of the channel. This is what you want to see when the markets are starting to trend up higher. We've very close to taking out the top of this wave X, so there will be a resistance up here, but the market is still into a bullish trend into this first wave one up, because if you've done some kind of a leading diagonal here in a wave one, and you've done a 2 or a 1 and a flat in 2, whatever this is, I messed that up a little bit, but let me just go back quickly. So let's say that you have wave 1 up, wave 2 down, and now you're doing a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. So you still have a little bit higher to go here in a but even then you're only having this third wave, and we still got to do let's see, 1 2 3 4 5, and then maybe another 4 up here to complete something like this, and then back up to complete 1. So I think we still have to go. Maybe we're going to take the top of this wave X briefly, complete this wave 1, then we're going to get a pullback in a wave 2, and then we're going to start shooting back up higher in a wave 3. So pay attention. I mean, I think the easy money kind of has been made already into this first move. You're moving into the final legs of this wave 1, so I want to be cautious. I would definitely not put any new money to work here. It's a little bit late into the progression of the wave. You might be able to squeeze, like I said, another 5th wave up here, but we're going to be pretty close in getting this wave 1 done here soon. Maybe at about 70 level, 75, wherever this ends up being up here, and then we're going to get a wave 2 pullback. All right, so then let's take a look at Ethereum as well. Ethereum is acting really strong and nice. So wave 1 up, wave 2 down. We're doing an impulsive move up here. I think it's not finished yet. We still got to get towards the top of this X wave, maybe towards 220 before we finish up this wave, and then we're going to pull back in a 2 and then go back up higher. Ripple, it's also giving nice signs. I think this move down is done. You can see that we've corrected to the previous wave 4 that we've had up here back in 2017. You can see this move up here, right? This triangle that preceded this final 5th wave up as part of a wave 1, I think. And then we kind of pull back into the same neighborhood, and I think we're done. I think Ripple is it's about to rip higher. We're building the case for this first wave 1 up, 1 2 3 4 5. Maybe 1 is done, or maybe another move up higher here. Maybe to the top of this, then we're going to pull back in a 2, and then we're going to start building, much higher. So it will take time. This will not happen overnight. We might find ourselves in the summer or in the fall before Ripple even reaches $1. But it could be surprising. It could be that we're just going to shoot up higher. So let's see what happens. But I think the move lower is complete. And another one that I'm interested in is Stellar. Stellar looks really nice. I think we don't have a full confirmation of the breakout of the trend channel, but if you look at the larger time frame, this move coming from up here, it's been a very long correction, WX, and then you've done this long Y in an ABC, and we've completed this wave 2. Really nice fib multiples up here into Stellar as well. So we're attacking the top of this trend line here. I want to see a clear break above this 860 level, and then I'm going to get a little bit more confident that we're actually embarking in the next move up higher. Again, this will take time. So let's see first this first wave up, break through the channel, come back in a second wave, and so on. All right, EOS kind of similar story. Pull back to 786, and we're building a bullish case here. So we'll see where this goes. But at a minimum, you're looking for this wave 3 to get towards $12. So this would be where this third wave would kind of be equal with this first. So that would be my initial target into EOS, and then we'll go from there. All right, so that's what I have for you guys for today. I think Tronics also looks interesting. Still fighting here too, but if this is a 1 and a 2, and then this is some kind of a 3, 4, and 5 to reach 1, pull back in 2, and then we're gonna keep going. But let's keep an eye on everything. So interesting, and thank you guys for watching. I'm almost done with my Elliott Wave course. I have 2 more lessons to make up here. I have a bunch of interesting stuff coming into the 9 left, and then the 10th one, it's going to be about trading and which waves are good to trade and how you do them and where you place stops and targets, stuff like that. And then once I'm done with that, then my premium room would open, and should be at the end of January, hopefully. So yep, I think this is it. And if you guys like the video, just hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Ask any questions you have in the comments below. Check the links that I have down there. For MotiveWave, if you're interested in the software, it's super cool. Also I have a link to the BlockFi as well. I'm affiliate with them, and they're nice because that's where I keep my Bitcoin, and I get super nice interest on it while waiting for this bull market to continue. So it's super good. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.